Dre, I played it. I've beaten it. We're gonna, you know what? Let's just talk about it now. Let's just talk about it
Yeah.
before we get into the things. I loved it. I absolutely adored it. It caught me not off guard because I was expecting it to be good. I don't think I anticipated enjoying it as much as I did. It took me probably about 4 to 5 hours to beat it. I wasn't spending a ton of time like exploring in terms of like going through every area. I just kind of played it at my own natural pace. The graphics are incredible. The music is phenomenal. The music is so good. It just this entire soundtrack from beginning to end, masterfully done. I found a couple of the puzzles along the way to be a little bit obtuse, just a little bit in terms of like there was like a couple moments specifically where I had to pull up a walkthrough because I was just like I've been running around in circles for like 20 minutes. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. But like outside of that, I absolutely adored it. I thought the story was great. I think graphically is beautiful. It like I don't know, it hit that itch that like the old school platformers like the Crash and your Spyros and the Jacks you and the Sly Coopers used to do back in the day, but it feels like those taken and made them modern in the year 2022. Like I really enjoyed it. Court, I know you've been playing it too. Tell me about your experience with the game so far.
So I wish I could say that I finished it, but I haven't. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about 2.5 hours in. I think we figured this out from you and I talking. I haven't looked at my stats, but I told you where I was in the game.
Mm-hmm.
For me, this has become an experience that I'm playing with my daughter,
Right.
and she loves this game. She's calling it the cat game. Right before we went to bed, we played it for a half an hour. We played it first thing this morning. We played it. We played it last night.
Yes.
Ever since this dropped, so like what happened was the game drops, I downloaded it and I started playing it, and she's sitting beside me on the couch on her iPad, and she turns to me and she goes, "Daddy, what is this?" And I said it was the new game, Stray, and I was explaining the whole thing, and she goes, "But you're a kitty cat." And I was like, "Yeah." And she grabbed the controller and she started like, cause she plays games, like she may be only almost 6, but like
Yeah.
she's turned into a little bit of a gamer here. And then she's pressing the meow button, and the part of the very beginning when you finally go into the underground.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a thing to deal
Right.
with a 5.5 year old.
Ooh.
But thank you, Lord, everything is okay.
Can you imagine?
It was that was a bit something to deal with. So I explained to her today or yesterday, sorry, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna play it, because I gotta finish it for our show." And she's like, "No, Daddy, we're playing this together." And I just looked at her. I was like,
Well,
"Okay." And I'm like, "Well, what am I supposed to say?" So like today we played it for a couple hours, and then tonight we played it again. And I'm just like, she really enjoys it. What we do is she gets to go around the world, and this is one thing I'll say: you can play this with your kids and have some fun.
mhm.
She understands that, she looks around. She's getting to learn how to use the camera and the second stick. She has a hard
Yes.
time with that with games,
Yep.
but this game is actually teaching her, so it's almost a a teachable moment for her. And now she's playing the game and she's using the stick. She's like, "Oh, I press X here, I press X here." When she gets to a puzzle, that's when she gives it back to me.
Mhm.
When the four plug puzzle, if you know what I'm talking about,
Yep.
she couldn't figure that out for the life of her.
Mhm.
So I walk through her, and then I have to read what is on the screen because she doesn't
Right.
understand. But she's able to go up, and I literally can be like, "This is what we need to do. This is what we need to accomplish," and she can go through it. Like that thing that I told you I just finished.
Right.
I was not playing. She played.
Amazing, dude. Look at
Yeah,
her
like
go.
she was going through, and when the one clue was like, "Hey, do the thing with the books."
Yeah.
I told her what it was, and she started doing it. She's like, "There it is, Daddy," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness!"
I had a
Like,
girl.
so I'm having a very surreal experience, and it's funny. I've had many surreal experiences on the PlayStation 5 with my daughter. It was the first console that I said to her when I opened it up. I said to her, "You know what, honey? Moving forward, these are both of ours. I'm
Nice.
never going to
Yes.
say to you, this is mine. I don't want to be that. That's just not something I want to do." I was like,
Yep.
"You know what? They're both of ours. If you want to get a game for this, we can get games for it. You can play on it. You break it, you break. It is what it is. We'll figure it out in life." She still loves Astrobot. She still plays it all the time.
100%. Yeah.
Every Christmas so far, she wants to play Miles Morales and swing through Brooklyn just because it's snowing in the game. And now Stray is like her new favorite hotness. So as much as I wanted to finish it to talk about it on the show, I've decided, you know what? Here's my recommendation. If you got a kid out there, play it with your kid, because trust me, they're gonna love this game and you can play it with them.
And that's the incredible thing, dude. Like I'm glad that you haven't finished it for that reason. Like I feel like the experience that you're having with your daughter is way more important than being able to talk about spoilers or even talk about like the game in its entirety. That's so special. I'm glad you're enjoying it together. And like, yeah, the right stick, dude, is like I think just because we're so used to it, even playing like with my partner sometimes, I haven't even realized how much of an issue people can have, and like how I've seen people get like motion sick with it just because they're not used to the way that the camera moves sometimes. So I'm especially with Stray, you know, the X pops up showing you, hey, you can reach this spot. Like, so I can understand why those things would go together well. That's amazing. I hope you continue your journey with it together. The rest of the game is fantastic. There are some stickier moments a little bit later on in terms of just difficulty. But like, you know what? I hope she can do it. I hope she runs at it.
Yeah, and there's a when the cat can rest and it purrs, she loves that. So anytime, because the cat has no name, we don't know if it's a male, we don't know if it's female. It's just so she's named it Kitty Cat. It's
Nice.
I know
Perfect.
it's not original, but the name is now Kitty Cat. Like the video that I put up on Carpool Gaming today, that was her pressing meow 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 over again. I was like, well, there's the review for Stray. Um, but she loves the interact. She loves scratching on the thing. She loves scratching on anywhere you can scratch. She tries to be interactive with anything. She sees a basketball, or we were in that one apartment and had the cat toy on the ground.
Yeah.
She played with it for forever.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a different experience, and in yes, everybody keeps like, oh, I finished through it in 4.5 hours, and I have. This is the first year, and I know you know this, that I've decided, you know what? I don't care when I finish the game. I'm just gonna play games. Just
Hmm.
it's all about fun.
Yep.
And for me, just watching her play has been fun.
That's incredible. Yeah. Like
So
I
thank you for
for
making this game.
100% because the game is it's so charming. It's just it is one of my favorite experiences this year for sure.